Hello, hello. I want to look into the demolition of the house of the King Road residents. I want to look into why it's happening, and I want to look into how the victims feel about it. This is an energy reading. It is all alleged, my opinion, not fact. We're gonna do how I did the last two readings from Ethan and Xana with these cards as the main card, and then tarot is more of like a clarifier. We're gonna do that again in this instance because I feel like, I don't know, it'll give us more of a direct answer. Please remember, this is an energy reading and it's all alleged, my opinion. We're going to start with 2 rows of 5 to give us a background of how did this conversation about demoing the house come to be, or what is like the real meaning behind it. Okay, secret in reverse. So we're not supposed to know what we're about to find out. And that's the first thing that we're supposed to know, if that makes sense. All right. So I have Devil in reverse, propaganda and fake news, secret weapon in reverse, and healing upright. So that's the end of the first row. I'm going to get the 10 cards and then I'm going to take a picture of the cards so that you can screenshot it if you want and follow along that way. I know some of you like to do that, so I'm going to try and start doing that more often when I do a layout. Anyway, so let's pick the second row. But in the first row we have secret in reverse, devil in reverse, propaganda fake news upright, secret weapon in reverse, and healing upright. So now under secret in reverse is treason. Under the devil in reverse is imprisonment in reverse. And under propaganda fake news is reptilian in reverse. Okay. Under secret weapon is Democrat. And under healing, 2 came out, marriage, wedding, upright, and ritual in reverse. So we're going to do 2 rows of 6 then, and I'm going to choose another card to go. So it's going to be next to healing and above ritual in reverse. Revenge in reverse. All right, let me take a picture and then we'll talk about it. So we have secret in reverse and devil in reverse to start off with. So secret in reverse is what we're about to put together as something that we're not necessarily supposed to know, allegedly my opinion. Then we have devil in reverse. So devil upright would be the devil you know. Devil in reverse would be more of like this person is disguised as someone that they're not, and who they are is actually evil. Then we have propaganda fake news and secret weapon in reverse. To me, when it comes to looking into why are they tearing down the house or what went into the decision behind tearing down the house, to me this is, we're making sure that the story doesn't go in this direction. Secret weapon in reverse would be, it is a secret weapon, but if it's exposed, it's no longer a weapon. It's no longer can be used for what it's used for. That's when we get to this card, healing. Healing to me is whatever it is that they're trying to steer the story away from. We're trying to make sure it doesn't go there, and it has something to do with something that brings a property of healing in some way or another. I believe it to be drugs, which by healing, I don't mean prescription drugs per se, but like those who are taking substances are taking it to kind of help alleviate stress or help make things more enjoyable, something like that. Like that, there's some focus around, we don't want the story to go in that direction, allegedly, my opinion. And then we have Revenge in reverse, which is interesting because this card has a very similar look to this one, and this one's a child, this one's an adult. So, and this one's the first card in the first row, this is the last card in the first row. So to me, that's saying from the birth of the let's try and knock this down to here is what's going on behind the scenes, and then the second row will be what we're seeing in front of the scenes. So with the Revenge in reverse, it's almost like if this case were to be in the same category as is there drugs going in and out of the house or this or that, if those doors start to open where the public can see them, Revenge in reverse leads me to believe that what would happen is people would start looking into the surrounding factors and start to piece together that there may be more reasonable doubt by allowing those elements in, because it puts more people in and through the home, if that makes sense. So it's almost like before it can even go there, let's make it not an option by not having the home available. And then we have Treason, which is under Secret in reverse. So whatever it is that we're not supposed to know is a very big deal. Whatever it is that is the backing reason behind why they really want to knock this house down, it's a big deal. And then we have Imprisonment in reverse and Devil in reverse. So the Devil card made me say it's like the devil you know, but the one that you don't expect. And then Imprisonment in reverse leads me to believe that, and this is all alleged, my opinion, not fact, leads me to believe that, how do I put it? Imprisonment is in reverse. So let's say Brian, in this example, okay, let's say that Brian 100% did this, but there's also other things in the house, fingerprints that don't belong, maybe there's like things out, like the shoe print, those kind of things, maybe there's things like that that may look like there's more reasonable doubt for Brian, even if he did it, right? But like, how can we make sure that those things don't become an issue? If the house is not there, they're not an issue. Then we have Propaganda, Fake News in reverse, and Reptilian in reverse. Immediately when I saw this card, the saying snakes under the ground came into my mind, but it's in reverse, so it's like above ground. So, and Propaganda, Fake News to me is almost like a look over here, not over here situation, but then the fact about the house being demolished coming out as early as it did. I mean, it came out before trial even started, obviously, because it's already being talked about and we haven't really had any real movement forward in the case that would warrant the house no longer being needed, right? So to me, this is like, it comes up really early so we can use it as a distraction knowing that we're introducing this really early, but then it's almost like it stalls and then goes forward all of a sudden really quickly. I don't know why my cat is yelling. 1 second. So almost like it was introduced early as an option, as in knocking down the house, knowing that it wasn't going to be knocked down right then, but so that they could push it forward faster later when needed because it was already introduced, if that makes sense. And then we have Secret Weapon in reverse and Democrat. To me, the house is getting knocked down because there's deeper things under the surface that if the house is still there, then there's potential for these things to somehow be exposed depending on what comes out at trial. If the house is no longer still there, that's not even an option. We don't have to worry about it. So if I say something, how do I put this? Saying something under oath that you know cannot then be disproven because there's no more house to reference, you can be a lot more confident in what you're saying. Basically, in my mind, it's boiling down to this. If there's a lot of more traffic in and out of this house than what we want to report, we can't really confidently report what we want to report about being as confident as we are that there's nobody else that could have done this unless you can't go back and reference the actual scene. Like, I don't, so it's not necessarily that they're doing it because they think that Brian didn't do it and they're trying to prove that he did. It's not that. It's more of just like, we do know that there's certain other elements of this that we want to keep behind the scenes. And if something comes up where it's like, okay, we need to go back and reevaluate that, we don't want to be able to have doors of closets opened where everything can fall out in front of the jury. Because we have Democrat, marriage, wedding, and ritual in reverse. So it's like, this isn't typically what we would do in this situation, but we're doing it because we have something deeper that we have to protect. Especially because marriage, wedding came out under healing, so I have to be really careful about what I say in this case. I'm sure you can understand that, but it seems as though there is some benefit to protecting certain background information from being made public. Either, hold on 1 second. Now I want to do 2 tarot and 2 clarifiers from each victim. What is their opinion about the house being knocked down? Let's start with Xana. 2 of Swords. So a difficult decision. 6 of Wands. They purposely wanted to make the decision about it public early. Or bring it up early. There's some benefit for it to already be in the air being talked about for a period of time before it happens. Affluent in reverse and wooded area in reverse. Give me the image of like inside out, outside in, because one's outside, one's inside, but they're both in reverse. And there's woods around the house. Six of Wands tends to make me believe that it's not a matter of if this is going to happen, it's a matter of when it's going to happen. And it was introduced when it was, to see how much pushback there would be, in order to determine how quickly the announcement between, okay, we're actually knocking it down, and okay, it's knocked down, it's done, is. Like, there's allegedly, my opinion, some benefit for knowing how the public will react to it based off of I don't know. Let me pull one more clarifier. Clarify the Two of Swords. Page of Cups reversed. Yeah, I don't know what to say other than it feels like it was introduced when it was, to feel out the public's reaction to like how much pushback and how much noise there would be in reference to knocking it down before the conclusion of the trial. It's, I guess how I could word it is, we already know we're doing it. We're just trying to see how the best way to announce that is when it's the time. And we want to kind of have feelers out there so it's not a complete shock. That's what I'm getting from that. Ethan, Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords, the Lovers, and the Four of Cups reversed. Well, the Lovers has represented Ethan in a lot of the readings. The Ten of Swords would be Ethan saying, how can you do this? Are you kidding me? Why would you knock down the house before the freaking trial is over? And the Four of Cups reversed is kind of similar in a way to Two of Swords, Page of Cups reversed, in that it's like the decision's already made. It's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. It's not a matter of if it will happen before the conclusion of trial. It's just a matter of how long before the conclusion of trial. Yeah, I don't know. It seems as though they're both trying to say it's not a matter of if, it's more a matter of when, and the announcement about it was made to like feel out when. Desert, a mirage. You think you see something and then it's not there. It's almost like maybe there's something happens where like the public, someone from the public tries to break in or like something like that, and then they use that as an excuse to demolish it or something. I don't know. Because desert is like you see it and then you don't. It's there and then it's not. So it's like we talk about demoing the house. It kind of gets drug out where it's out there. People are talking about it, but it doesn't happen. It doesn't seem like it's going to happen right away. And then it's like, boom. Announcement and then demo, like that, like in one quick swoop. Natural disaster in reverse, and it's a tornado. Yeah, what I'm getting from that is like you see it and then you don't. It's there and then it's gone. It's talked about and then it's okay, well, it's not gonna happen right now. They would obviously bring it back up and there'd be a lot of discussion before it would happen again, but it's like that doesn't happen. It's just like it comes back up and it's like, oh, by the way, the house is gone. I don't know. That's what I'm seeing. Let's do Kaylee. Ace of Swords reversed. I'm gonna do 3 tarot because I got 3 for them. So the World reversed. So not right away. These right away are saying to me, because this is destruction, but this is a delay. So this is saying it's not going to happen right away. It's not like this is like about to happen right now, but it is going to happen before the conclusion of the trial. Allegedly, my opinion. The Tower. And the World being reversed tends to make me believe that it's going to happen early enough that it is actually going to produce some kind of problem during the trial, because it's going to be like, okay, well, we can't go see the house, so but the Tower is literally showing the destruction of a structure. And I said it was like it's talked about, and then it's like boom, all of a sudden it happens. That would be the Tower, that catastrophic, out of nowhere, boom, in your face disaster. Quite literally the desecration of a building. And then the World in reverse is like, we had to get X, Y, and Z approved, but we realized that if we get this approved instead of X, Y, Z, then we only need to get X and Y, and then we can just do it quicker. Like, it's like there's some shortcut or something that is found that allows it to happen, not quicker as in sooner, but quicker as in, okay, we got the approval, do it, it's done. Like that. But even the Ace of Swords is a card that deals with this destruction. So I do feel as though it is going to get knocked down before the conclusion of the trial. And I think it's going to cause a problem that it does get knocked down. Evil in reverse. Was that this reading that I got the Devil in reverse? Yeah, I did. So now we have Evil in reverse. So the plan to knock down the house is not the plan, is not the reason that we're being given. We're being given the reason that it's so everyone can heal and all of that, which I understand that to some extent, but that's not the real reason. They're trying to disguise the real reason. The real reason is so that it doesn't open the door for bigger things to come in. Deep State. All right. That was Kaylee. Maddie. Ace of Pentacles reversed. Who pays to have the house demolished? Because this almost makes me feel like, remember how I said they find a loophole or skip a step? This almost makes me feel like it's like, okay, well, we have to get this one last thing approved, and it's like somebody steps in and says, I'll just pay for it. I'll pay for it, just go do it now. Like, it's like that or something. Like, let's say it would be like, okay, well, we have this, this, and this. We just need to get the court to sign up on this one last thing so that we can get the permit for them to actually come out here. And then it would be like if somebody said, okay, no, I'll just pay for the permit out of pocket instead of... It would be like if someone just paid for it out of pocket instead of waiting for like an approval to get payment or something. Like, for example, something like that. Three of Swords reversed. Temperance. Yeah, Three of Swords reversed, Temperance with Ace of Pentacles reversed makes me feel like they released the information about the potential demo when they did, to have it out there to see the reaction. But it's like, all of this, what this is saying to me is that when they said that about it being a possibility, the decision was already made that they were going to be doing it before the conclusion of the trial. Allegedly, my opinion. Spouse, partner. Fraud in reverse. They can't have the connection exposed between what went on in the background and what we're allowed to see. Allegedly, my opinion. Three of Swords reversed, Ace of Pentacles, Temperance. It's easier, what is that saying? It's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission. That's it. It's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission. That's what that says to me. Because if it opens a door that we don't want it to open because the house remains up, we can't go back and close that door. But we can say, oh, sorry, shouldn't have done that, and still protect what's going on in the background, even at the expense of the case. Allegedly, my opinion. But that's what that says to me. It's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission. Because permission, you can say, and I know that there is certain permissions that they need to get to do this, but maybe they can find a way to get those permissions. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna close this up with one from each of the victims in terms of what is it that they don't want us to know that we could know. Like, whoever wants the house knocked down, they don't want us to know something. What is it? One from each of them. Who did we start with? Xana, Ethan, Kaylee, Maddie? Xana. So Xana first. It's a queen of clubs, mother, family member, a friend, business oriented, loves organizing, generous and involved, the teacher, the truth of a business matter. So what don't they want us to know? Xana, whose last TikTok said queen, is telling us that they don't want us to know about the link, because that would reveal the truth of a business matter. Ethan, Seven of Hearts, a second chance. What has been before will be again. A repeat occurrence. Cycles of life, addicted to a vice. Things continue as normal behind the scenes. Even with all of this happening, even with all of this chaos, even with all of this loss, it's business as usual. Which tells you a lot. Because it tells you that this big of a case, this much speculation, if it's business as usual, that's a big, alleged, in my opinion, business to still be going on as normal with all of this chaos going on. All of the eyes on to still have to continue as normal. It's interesting. Maddie. Another queen, Queen of Hearts. Faithful, affectionate, the truth of an emotional matter. So we have the truth of a business matter from Xana and truth of an emotional matter from Maddie, or from Kaylee. Did I say Maddie? Because that was Kaylee. I think I might have said Maddie, but that was Kaylee because I did Kaylee first. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. To me, that looks like things continued as normal for those who were not residents of the King Road house, as well as things kind of continued as normal for those who survived but were in the house. Like, that's all I'm gonna say. And obviously I don't mean life as normal, but I mean continue, like, if you, like, okay, commercial break, not related. Let's say I'm involved with some organization, I go through something traumatic, and then I pick back up where I left off in that organization. Allegedly, my opinion. Card from Maddie. Three of Clubs, things getting worse, a third party, a love triangle, inconsistency, disease, infection, negative growth, deterioration. Lying, loss, a test or exam. Okay, so what the question was for this is, what do they think we should know? What did they want to tell us about the demo of the house? So we have things continuing as normally in terms of the organization. And then with the 3, that's a third party situation. So there is another factoring party when it comes to the demo of the house that we're not seeing. There's a behind the scenes party that has some skin in the game when it comes to wanting this house demoed. And that plays a role that's important somehow. And whatever that third party is, that's the party that's not letting it go and is going to continue pushing until this house is no more. Allegedly, my opinion. So one card then, just to wrap it up, to clarify those 4 cards. So for Xana, we got the Queen of Clubs. And that, again, is the truth of a business matter. Hidden key in reverse. To start this reading off, we got secret in reverse. We're not supposed to know what we're about to find out. And now we have the hidden key in reverse because it's not hidden anymore. Why is this house being demoed? Because this house somehow, some way will connect you back to the link. The link has a connection to the King Road residence. That is why they want this house demoed. Allegedly, my opinion. Ethan, 7 of Hearts. So this is about things returning to normalcy. Mind control. So Ethan had the 7 of Hearts, which was a second chance. What has been before will be again. Things that come in 2s a repeat occurrence, cycles of life, addicted to a vice. And we got mind control as the clarifier. Oh, that's what Ethan's entire video was about that I made. With Ethan's the video that says Ethan's message. If you watch that and you see this, you're probably sitting there like right now with the open mouth face that I usually make, because that's exactly what it was about. Kaylee with the Queen of Hearts. So this is the truth of an emotional matter. Good in reverse, so thumbs down. Truth of an emotional matter. Turning off your emotions, thumbs down. One second. Five of Swords, Ten of Wands reversed. I wouldn't be surprised if there's people from the inside of all of this that are right now very, very close to the two surviving roommates. Even more so than they were previously. That's all I'm gonna say though. Three of Spades. So this is about the third party that has some kind of investment. Cover up in reverse. The third party that has some kind of, what did I say, skin in the game when it comes to wanting this house to be knocked down, and they won't stop until they get their way. Cover up in reverse. We don't have to cover anything up if there's nothing there. We know there's no way that this can fall back on us because there's no house. I do feel as though this is the Four saying to not expect this house to still be standing at a point in the trial that it would have been more beneficial to have the house still be standing for, if that makes sense. And that's the point of not having the house there. Because there is going to be a point in trial when it would be beneficial to go check out the house in person. And by that point in trial, I don't believe that house will still be there to check out. Allegedly, my opinion. I'm going to end this for now. During the summertime, while my son is home, I'm going to have to try and keep readings just a little bit shorter. My phone's dying. Try to keep readings a little bit shorter just because it's harder to take big chunks. But I'm going to try and do 1 or 2 a day still, as best as I can. But I just wanted to say that because I'm going to have to make them a little bit shorter because it's, you know, this, that, this, that, this, that, and I kind of lose focus after a while, so I want to try and keep them shorter so I can keep my focus up to par, which is why this one is shorter. But that is all for now. What was I gonna say? I had an idea for the next reading, but I think I'm going to change that a little bit based off of what just came out in this. The next reading, I want to look at knocking the house down from that third person's perspective and what good that does to them. And then maybe we can find out who that third party is by looking at it that way. So that will be the next reading, and I will talk to you soon.